Let's now discuss this niche area of content creation called landing pages. Landing pages are a special type of content, but sometimes a landing page can be the same as a regular page and vice versa. So when we say landing page, what are we talking about? A landing page is any page on a website where the visitor first lands on that website. They've been somewhere else, they come to your website, what's the first thing they see? Now, this can also be a standalone page. Typically, that's going to be tied to a marketing campaign. So let's say you send out an email and it gives people a special offer, a discount or something in the email. They click on it, they hit just one page. That page is a landing page, and it might be a standalone page. It's difficult for them to get off of it. And if it is difficult for somebody to find a way off of the page, that's called a squeeze page. By the way, Google is not crazy about those pages. Now, the function of a landing page in the context of marketing is to persuade the visitor to become something more than a visitor. And we've talked about this before, I believe. Have to go back and look, but we talk all the time about conversions. So a conversion is when someone moves along the path toward becoming a customer. It could be reasonably argued that someone moving from the awareness stage to the I'm sorry, I am being paged by my cat who wants to exit the room. So bear with me a second here. I'll be right back. So sorry for that interruption. So if someone goes from the awareness stage, for example, down to the interest stage, then they are converting from simply being a visitor to being an interested visitor. So I'm sure you can see what the principle is of that movement. Now, here's some typical landing page conversions. One would be to make a purchase. It could be to subscribe to a newsletter, request information, download something would be a reasonable conversion. Now, those last three are definitely what we would call lead capture conversions. So those are ones where we're converting the customer into someone who we can reach out to later in order to conduct a marketing campaign. Let's talk about what makes a winning landing page. So a winning landing page generally has one thing to accomplish that has to be accomplished almost immediately. Immediately, you have to orient the visitor to where am I and what can I do here? If somebody doesn't understand that, you're liable to lose them before you try to make any other case to that visitor. So one of the things that can help do that immediately, of course, is the headline. It's going to be the first thing that the visitor sees when they land on the page, and it's going to perform that function of where am I, what can I do here? But also the what can I do here is going to be fulfilled by the CTA. So the headline tells them where am I, the CTA tells them what I can do here. So both of those things need to be above the fold. Now, in addition, make use of keywords from your keyword research. And we're not going to go into keyword research, but let's assume that you've done some keyword research. You know what keywords you're targeting. Now, this is especially important if you're doing search advertising, such as Google Ads. If you're doing Google Ads, you need to make sure that you use targeted keywords in the important page elements, especially the headlines. There are two reasons for this. One is the visitor themselves. The visitor has to see their keywords in order to know that they made the correct click, that they clicked on something. If they do a search, for example, on, let's say, fly fishing gear, and they hit a page and it doesn't say fly fishing gear, they might be confused, hit the back button immediately, go to the next listing. So the keyword that they clicked on should be on the page. But there's another reason, particularly when it comes to Google Ads. And that is Google does a rating called Quality Score. And one of the portions of Quality Score is relevance. And Google will scan your landing page and they'll look at the keyword that page is tied to through an ad, and they'll determine, is that page highly relevant? And that's going to affect your quality score. Your quality score is going to affect your cost in Google Ads. So just a tip there, that even if you think, okay, well, I'm paying for this click, so I don't need to really make this page keyword aware. And that's not the case if you want to get the most out of Google Ads. Even there, your keywords should be on your landing page so that Google says, oh yeah, this landing page is relevant to this particular ad, this particular keyword. You also, typically it's a good idea to have social sharing buttons or links so it's easy for people to be able to share it. It should have bare bones navigation. So normally, typically, if it's a landing page for a marketing campaign, usually you want to have as little navigation as possible, primarily because you're trying to minimize distractions. Definitely you should make use of images, because images make an emotional connection with the visitor to the page. Often if you're selling a product, a visual representation is key, so they see what it is they're supposed to buy. Also, trust builders should be part of the page. Now, these are signals that will help a visitor to trust the organization that's behind the page. We talked a little bit about this. Things like a Better Business Bureau logo, memberships in well-known organizations, secure checkout, graphics, things like that. All of those are designed to build trust.